Hello everyone, you're watching lecture series on Postgres SQL or PostgreSQL, and the current topic for this lecture number 4 is how to create a database on PostgreSQL using SQL Shell and pgAdmin. We'll do both one by one, and this is a lecture given by myself, Shanaz Malik. Before we move on, just to remind you, you're watching Data Analytics Professionals. And to start, please go to Start menu and let's start with SQL Shell. Remember, the commands which I run on Windows should work on Mac OS as well. Well, I'm going to use a simple command. After I connect with the database, I'm going to show you the list of database. Then I'm going to create a database which will be named as DAB, and then I'll show you, some a bonus as a help, and you'll see the commands which are available. Okay. And there's a little bit difference, for help help for in Windows, and for Mac users they have to write PSL hyphen help. Okay, so let's do it. So here I go into my start menu, and I'm going to start with the shell. Okay, so we have a server is localhost. I'm going to connect to localhost, and the database I have to, I'm going to connect to database Postgres. I'm going to be on same port, so enter username. I'm going to be on same username, and the password, you know which one you have. So I'm typing my one, and here's the good message for me that I am connected. Okay, so once you see that I have reached this Postgres equals to okay, so the Postgres is showing, so I'm ready. So what I'm going to do, I'm going to first show you the list of database which I have, so that you know. So I have given the command \l and just typed enter, and you can see I have, these are the list of databases. So if you would like to see after you connected with your Postgres database, and if you would like to see what databases are available under your server localhost, okay, and you can see that under this list of databases that we have are Postgres, template 0, template 1, and test. Just leave them as it is. Never delete anything unless I suggest so, because each and everything what we create or what's created there might be really useful, and if you delete something accidentally which is required to work in future lectures, future tasks, or future projects, then it might get complicated for yourself. So unless I instruct, it's better not to delete anything what's under default or what we are creating in the process. So you see I have 4 rows and I have 4 databases with the owners Postgres, and this is encoding, and this is the rest of the stuff. Now let's create a database, okay, as I have instructed. So I'm going to use SQL commands in capital. Okay, so I'm going to say create database I'm creating. Okay, and I'm going to name it as DAP, and just remember to put semicolons at the end. So create, there must be no typo in anything, exactly create, then space, then database, then space, then the name of the database as you would like to name it. I'm writing it as DAP, which means Data Analytics Professionals in short, and then I have put a semicolon, and what I'm going to do now, I'm going to hit enter. And once I hit enter, it will take some time, because now at the back end what's happening, actually it's getting prepared it for us. And here it is create database, and Postgres equals to hashtag, and then it basically means that all is done. But let's check. It's good to believe, but better to verify. So \L, again the same thing. If you see, at before we actually at the beginning we had 4 rows, and these were our databases, and after we gave the command create database DAP, okay, and with semicolon, and here it created database for us, okay, then I again gave the list command, and it's showing me now I have 4 rows, and if you see, the DAP is being created for us. So this is the way how you create database using SQL Shell, PSQL. Okay, let's go \Q, okay, and then enter, press any key to continue, and then it's gone. Now let's do same thing with the help of PG, okay. That's interesting, although professional people work through Shell, but here is pgAdmin. If you don't have this pgAdmin, all you need to do is see my previous lectures how to bring it here, or you can directly access it if it is installed in your computer. All you need to know pgAdmin, and it's going to pop up, okay. So I'm not going to show it again and again. I'm going to pick it from which one is, I think, okay, let's pick it from here, in case someone has not yet been able to. Okay, so before I move further on, I'm going to change this stuff for all of you guys so that you know what I have opened. So here I have opened, so it's localhost, if you see, okay. So here are the servers. If you might have to, if you click on this, you might have to enter the password at the welcome screen. My one is already saved, so you need to give password and you'll reach this page. So once you reach this page, I will show you first of all, I have one server at the moment active, and I'm using PostgreSQL 12. You might be, maybe you have 11 or 10. That should not make much difference. The commands should still execute. Now databases, if you see, here is my DAP which I just now created using Shell, and here are Postgres test ones, okay. You won't have this test one, because this is when I did my initial checkups, I just created this one just to check it. So you won't have this one. You will have this one, and the one which you created, if you have also named it as DAP, then fine. If not, then you will have your name there. So let's check what it has created for us. So if we open, if you see, we have all these casks, catalogs, event triggers, extensions, and foreign data wrappers, languages, and schemas, okay. If you open schemas, for example, you see public, and in public you see all that collations, domains, and all that stuff. And if you see tables, if you go into tables, which we are going to create, but we have no tables yet, and that's fine. We are going to make tables and work on them. And I can let's check this one here. If you go into Postgres, just to show you, so all that stuff is there. You go into tables, and nothing there as well, okay. It's all empty. So now I would like to show you, if you like user interface, although professional people like to use Shell directly, but if you are happy to use graphical user interface and using pgAdmin, what you need to do is right click on the database and create, and say create database. I again show, just to repeat, click on the database. Once it highlights, right click on it, okay, it will show you create, and then you move on to the create, and then it shows database. You click on there, left click, I mean to say, and here is a wonderful wonderful user interface. All you need to know, database name. So let's give the name to it. So I'm going to say, for example, test 2. Okay, you might say, oh, maybe 1, because test is there. So test 1. Owner is Postgre. I'm going to leave it as it is, and I'm going to say, for example, this is let's leave it open, because we are going to work on the DAP most of the time. I'm going to leave it as open. And I just to give you an additional bonus, if you would like to see SQL statement for this is, for example, create database test, okay, with owner Postgres encoding is equivalent to UTF-8 and connection limit is equivalent to -1, and then semicolon, and then save. So whether you send this command, this is SQL way to create same thing, and this is user interface way. Basically at the back end, what's happening, these variables are being taken care by SQL statement, okay. And whether you say save here, whether you execute this command, this SQL query, the result will be same, okay. So let's save it. So once I save, okay, so it's, if you see my cursor, it's doing some work, and now it's done. So as you see now, the database is being created. So I showed you in this lecture what we did. I showed you how to use shell commands, SQL shell command, and I also showed you how to use pgAdmin, and hope it made sense. Everything was to the point. I tried to be as simple, I tried to make it as simple as possible for all of you. But if you have any questions, do let me know. You can reach me through comments and section in the in the channel, and I will do my best to reply to all of you. And with that, to say, if you like this lecture, please subscribe if you haven't until now, okay. And if you have, then you don't need to do anything with the subscribe button, but please hit the notification bell if you haven't done until now, so that you get notified as soon as I upload new videos. With that to say, I hope to see all of you in next video in the series, and I would like to thank you all for watching Data Analytics Professionals. Time to say goodbye. Have a good time. Bye bye.